Okay, so let's talk about replacing migrated style parameters with normal parameters. I want to show you how you can do that and how you can improve your code and most of all understand the way migrated parameters work and what problems do they solve. So we have here a getOrderTotals controller that is used to get the total of the orders. In a previous video we've refactored it into a separate class that receives two parameters, an order ID and a total. So let's start by replacing the bind parameter to see what exactly does it do. Okay, so a bind parameter actually stands for many little subtleties, but in a general sense I can replace it by saying this vtotals value is equals to the parameter value, and when the controller finishes, parameter value is equal to this vtotal value. Okay, roughly speaking, that's what bind parameter does. So let's have a look and run this code, and it will work exactly the same, and we're gonna be happy with it. Okay, cool. We can change this from being a number parameter to being a number column. I didn't have a using for env here, so I'm gonna add a using to env. And this will also work because total is an in-out parameter. We want to move it in and out as a column. And this would work just great. Cool. Let's review the changes that we've done. Okay, so instead of using the bind parameter and the number parameter, we change it to number column. When we start, we set our local column with the total, and when we're done, we set the parameter with our local column value. Cool. Parameter with column. Now this is pretty easy. This is actually more of an out parameter than an in-out parameter, because we can see here that we're updating its value with 0 and that we are returning it to this column. We can actually simplify this code quite a lot just by making this a return value. So let's just go ahead and do that for the sake of argument. So instead of having a total column that does all of these nice things, I can just say, hey, you know what? It's a simple number. It's no longer read-only, and it's equal to 0. Okay. And let's follow our code. When we restart our code, we're going to set it to value, to 0. And on live row, we're going to update it with the unit price, quantity, and discount. And now we can just say, hey, you know what? This equals the value. Okay, so we have a little less code, and in this case we replace the column with just a member. Instead of using a number column, we're just using a number member, which is kind of cool. Simpler code than before. And to make it even nicer, we can just say, you know what? Let's replace it with a return value. So we can say number, and we're gonna say return, and we can take away this. So of course, everywhere it's being called, instead of saying it as a parameter, I will update the value with it. Great. So what we've done right now is called Refactor parameter to return value, and let's review what we've done. In the order list, we have, instead of sending the order total as a parameter, we've updated the order total with the result. We've done the same in the show orders list. And in our get order total, we've changed it from a column to just a basic member. Okay, and we changed it from a parameter to a return value. That's it, pretty simple. So replace parameter with return value.